piano bench, and while she's laughing at Hammerstein, her eyes are for Jack. "It always seems to be someone, doesn't it?" Fran asks. She leans back and inhales the salty air of the Hamptons. It reminds her of home, and she wants to drink it all in, the beach, the chatter, the breezy wraparound porch. Eva leans forward and raises her brows. "You really aren't bothered by them, are you?" Fran laughs. "Why? It's not like Jack can help these girls in any way. And what makes you think all they want is help?" In the light of the porch, Eva's face looks angelic, haloed by perfect honey blonde curls. For the last 4 years, she's been cast as one young ingenue after another on Broadway, and she'll probably still be playing them 10 years from now. Whereas Fran's mother says that someone with her coloring, brown hair, blue eyes, and freckled cheeks, will be a prune by 25 if she won't keep out of the sun. They both watch as Marilyn scoots over on the bench until her thigh is brushing Jack's, and Eva lets out a disapproving, "Peter avoids girls like that," she warns, and to make a point, she looks across the room to where her beau is standing in a circle of men. He's the tallest of the bunch, with loose brown curls he never slicks back, and a giant smile. As usual, it looks like he's doing all the talking while the other guys laugh. Now Fran takes a sip of her wine and shrugs, unconcerned about what's happening inside. "Guess I should be thankful she's not Jack's type." And Eva lowers her glass. "Franny, easy is everyone's type." Fran's not sure about that. Still, she's secretly pleased when Hammerstein takes Jack's place at the piano and Jack starts to sing. 3 years ago, he'd been the most intelligent student in her seminar on James Joyce, with deep, intense eyes and an answer for everything. She'd pegged him as the snobby East Coast boarding school type, and while she hadn't been wrong, she'd been surprised to find him singing at the campus bar one evening, part of a college a cappella group. After their first set, the group fanned out across the bar asking for requests, and after a long sip of her old Milwaukee, Fran had offered a suggestion. "How about Mona Lisa?" Jack's dark eyes had lit up. "You mean Nat King Cole?" Fran had smiled. "Who else?" The group was good, their baritone voices mimicking the bass notes of Cole's piano, and for a few minutes, Fran was transported back to Norfolk, where her father was probably still listening to Cole belting out this same tune on their old phonograph. When the group had finished, Jack returned to Fran's table to ask if he could buy her a drink. They spent the next 3 hours talking. She discovered he was the son of some hotshot politician, and he found out she was the daughter of Frank Conley, the man who'd made the one-stop shop grocery chain famous. "So it was your dad who was responsible for putting all those butchers out of business," he'd teased. Fran had taken another sip of her beer and shrugged. "Actually, it was me." Then she told him about the idea she'd had to build a grocery store with both a butcher and a bakery inside. "Why go to 3 stores when you could shop at 1?" she'd asked her father, and he'd trusted her enough to try it out. Jack had fixed her in his gaze, lost in the idea that she'd been the one behind this revolutionary change. And Fran recognizes it as the same look he's wearing now while he improvs near the piano as the same one he'd had then, like a man completely transported by the moment. Jack continues to sing until Hammerstein is finished. Then everyone claps wildly and they take a bow. A moment later, Jack and Hammerstein appear together on the porch.